Lagina has just validated the unimaginable. A primordial Templar repository unearthed deep within Oak Island's enigmatic terrain, concealed 180 feet beneath the marshy expanse in a meticulously preserved cavity brimming with alloy frameworks, intricately etched motifs, an aurum of such unparalleled refinement it shatters timelines of colonial epics. As decades of deriding the infamous money pit as mere fable yield to cutting-edge sonar imagery, unearthed relics, and archaic Gallic documents affirming its profound authenticity beyond myth, compelling viewers to remain riveted since the Lagina's revelation doesn't merely reshape Oak Island's saga, but revolutionizes historiography itself, urging immediate engagement via likes and subscriptions before plunging into this transformative crypt. The disclosure emerged subtly, deceptively understated given its magnitude. Following exhaustive sonar cartography and fruitless perforations until Rick's cadre encountered an aberration. A pristine void precisely 180 feet under the bog, hermetically isolated and impeccably conserved, absent from all antecedent dig archives, and defying geological paradigms that insisted such a fissure couldn't manifest. Yet there it persisted, a clandestine enclave hewn into substratum bedrock directly linked via subterranean conduit to the primordial money pit axis, representing for Rick not another excavation locus, but the elusive irregularity pursued across years, the outlier defying norms. Preliminary probes yielded anomalous data, metallic concentrations excessively dense for organic constructs, overly regimented for serendipity, comprising stratified, purposeful configurations paralleling an auxiliary conduit omitted from 18th century salvage schematics, signaling unequivocally that this engineering predated any pioneer or miner by centuries, prompting Rick's on-camera utterance upon data influx. This might constitute the inaugural sanctuary, breaching the enclosure's perimeter. Barrier unveiled hand-hewn, wave-eroded stone emblazoned with insignia. A modest limestone panel akin to a portal at the ingress, sporting a time-worn cross patee, synonymous with Knights Templar heraldry, its abrasion evidencing eons rather than novelty. With subsequent carbon assays corroborating Rick's intuition that the monolith antedated colonial footholds and even inaugural European cartography of the vicinity, astonishing scholars less by the emblem than its immaculate safeguarding via maritime clay sealant, a sophisticated methodology to thwart saline degradation, implying builders possessed advanced geological and structural acumen transcending their chronology, while along one margin, nearly obscured by calcareous accretion, lurked incised grooves and icons later aligned by experts with concealed markings in Scotland's Rosslyn Chapel, an edifice steeped in Templar mythology, eliciting Marty's profound response upon verification. Speculation has solidified into tangible Templar translocation evidence on Oak Island soil, rendering the linkage concrete, inscribed in lithic permanence and entombed beneath silt strata for 600 years. Delving deeper into the substratum, radar recalibrations produced uniformly spaced metallic reverberations echoing chamber-wide, indicating non-haphazard interments but orderly arrays too symmetrical for detritus, leading Rick to deploy a precision microextractor to harvest traces sans structural compromise, yielding quartz. Particulate intermixed with exquisite auric flecks, not indigenous or but processed, forged, fused antiquity evoking sacramental objects over coinage, shattering Rick's restraint as he proclaimed globally. Legend pursuit may cease. We hover above it. Altering paradigms since pre-European refined gold on Nova Scotian shores reframes the narrative from concealed riches to vanished erudition. Contextualization demanded historical immersion, surfacing a neglected 1701 nautical diagram from La Rochelle's French maritime vaults amid colonial logistics scrutiny, fragile and faded yet inscribed L'Isle d'Or Perdue, the Isle of Forfeited Gold, with drift-corrected loci mirroring Oak Island's contours flawlessly, augmented by cryptic marginalia blending Latin and archaic French alluding to Leofredo Templi. Temple coffers interred under contrived collapse strata engineered for intruder-triggered implosion, with the Lagina's overlay of this sketch onto active dig schematics revealing eerie congruence, the breached cavity aligning precisely with the chart's core depository, dismissing Marty's impossibility label as Rick discerned preserved vault cognizance post-Templar dissolution, likely via fugitive seafarers ferrying ordinal fragments transatlantic. Recurrent redactions in Gallic harbor ledgers spotlighted La Rochelle's phantom, a vessel presumed lost in 1307 purges, yet theorized to have evaded under alias into Occidental waters, with the chart affirming Oak Island as deliberate terminus, a sanctuary for crown-forbidden enigmas. Subterranean clearance around the passage unveiled a metallic sheen amid limestone strata, initially mistaken for filament, but revealed as brass chain segment petrified fossil-like, its cleaned linkages magnifying Templar cross motifs denoting ceremonial accoutrements for elite knights. Lab verifications aligning alloy with 13th century Poitiers Templar sepulchres via solder and purity metrics, predating documented New World European incursions by 150 years and catapulting timelines. Sediment removal exposed a palm-sized lead receptacle, seams hand-forged and resin-waxed, cradling anaerobic mud-preserved parchment scrap, with medieval Gallic calligraphy translating to Lars Grand Tra, the Grand Arc, and cautioning Lucre sous la rose, the secret beneath the rose. Recognized Templar ciphers for Jerusalem exfiltrated sanctities and secrecy shrouds, handwriting paralleling Parisian clerical exemplars until 1307 heresy decree, with infrared unveiling acrostic Doisday, House of God, denoting ordinal inner sanctum for relic evacuation. Rick's hushed reflection over translations. Interrers sought remembrance solely by adept seekers, with chain, scroll, and chart comprising a Gallic to Atlantic trail culminating in Nova Scotian mire, signifying the repository's intentionality beyond avarice. Evidence bespoke avant-garde proficiency in mechanics, seafaring, and obfuscation, prompting borehole repositioning beyond alignment to uncover an engineered successor, not rudimentary masonry, but intricate timber brass lattice interlaced with bedrock, deliberate snare featuring pegged pulleys and aqueous valves in cruciform counterbalance akin to medieval maritime rigging, where missteps cascade flood or cave in, defying 14th century tech, yet mimicking anchor/cargo stabilizers, positing Templar naval fugitives adapting shipcraft underground, reframing the site as seafarers' nautical concealment for unsurfaced secrets, with Rick's comms quip, not discovery facilitating but self-annihilating upon tampering, dubbing it guardian apparatus amid vigilant maneuvers. Surface LiDAR unveiled subsurface drilled monoliths in deliberate geometry from Smith's Cove through Money Pit to Swamp. Overlay plotting a flawless symmetric cross mirroring Orion's belt in Templar astral navigation charts. Celestial encoding ensuring stellar literate successors, with Oak Island embodying Orion's luminaries as geographic instrument. Safeguarding core's sanctum via traps and artifacts. Resumed boring under cross guidance, pierced polished limestone cavity with arched portal sealed by blooming rose entwined in vines and crosses. Rosicrucian emblem from Templar progeny. Scanners spiking unprecedented metallic enclosure, suggesting voluminous alloy coffers. Magnetics distorted by mass rivaling aggregated money pit yields. Halted invasive probing for micro-optic insertion via slender aperture revealed silted corridor yielding myriad auric glints. Dozens, perhaps hundreds, of pristine relics sealed 600-plus years under the rose, evoking encoded missive in lithic, geometric, faithful craftsmanship. Central anomaly resolved as ornate chalice on pedestal. Byzantine Frankish alloy fusion extinct post-12th century. Inner rim Latin veritas sub rosa. Truth under the rose. Templar silenced vow marker. Potentially the relic grandmasters perished defending. Vatican antiquities and treaties for imagery, and essays matched 1312 papal inventories vanished reliquary from Jerusalem early church. Last in French preceptor custody pre-seizure. Igniting multinational custodianship deliberations blending heritage and sacral claims, escalating the locale to fortified. Archaeological bastion, re-examined entrance tablet under infrared disclosed subsurface coordinates to mid-North Atlantic isolate 1,200 kilometers distant. Inscribed Hic est Arca Minor, Mar Ultra, lesser vault here, greater yonder, implying Oak Island as waypoint and bifurcated fleet evasion, chalice linking sanctuaries. Final solitary vigil tracing compass rose gate petals aligned true north, rick to lenses. If lesser, what awaits greater? Lens retreating over chalice gleam, rose incision, dripping. Echoes, an unresolved chronicle bridging eras, poised for sequel.